we're going to talk about barriers of entry into the US for Neo and any other Western country. And it's not cost. There are two main parts, all right? First, corporate culture. And to talk about corporate culture, I have to tell you a story. And this story was actually from Magic MX. So if you haven't seen that interview, go check out that interview. It's a great interview. And he told me this is how Neo offers great service. It's by placing strict punishments for their employees if they don't get good 5-star reviews. And here's the full story, all right? So he told me that there was this soccer event that he went to one time, and it was hosted by this Neo house specialist. It was this young, fine lady, and she was in charge of all the events. So Magic MX, he went to this event, but him and this other guy that also went to the event were supposed to film everything. So they forgot their drone. So his friend was really pissed off, like, oh man, we forgot our drone, we can't film any of this. So what ended up happening was, even though they had a great time, they loved the event, the soccer event was awesome, the guy was pissed off because he couldn't film anything. He gave the event 2 stars out of 5. Now, the next day when Magic MX went to the Neo house at Zhongguancun, he saw the same Neo health specialist, that young fine lady, crouching on the ground crying. And he was baffled, like, hey, you had such a great event. What happened? What's going on? So it turned out her salary just got chopped in half because she got 2 stars out of 5. Now, the logic behind all this, if I'm Neo and you're not generating me any extra revenue, right? You're there for the sole purpose of pleasing my customers, to make sure my customers are satisfied, and you can't do that. Instead, you made them have a bad time with that 2-star review, so your salary is going to get cut in half. And that's what Neo does actually have these kind of rules for their employees. So this was a complete misunderstanding. So Magic MX, he's a good guy, so he was like, oh man, this is not right. We had a good time, the event was good. So he contacted upper management, because he knows all the upper management dudes, even knows the CEO. Tell them, hey, it was a mistake. My friend, he was pissed because he couldn't film the event. It wasn't like the event was bad. So he talked to upper management, got it all sorted out. So it was all fine in the end. She still keeps her salary. So that was a story with a happy ending. But it comes to show that Neo really prioritizes that 5-star review, that customer satisfaction, because that is what drives their sales, customer satisfaction. So anytime you go to a new house, after you've left the new house, maybe like 4 or 5 hours later, they're going to be sent a review like, hey, give your experience a review out of 5 stars. And trust me, you always put 5-star, all right? Otherwise, someone's going to lose their lunch. And also battery swap, I just finished my battery swap videos. And, after battery swap, they tell me, hey, rate your experience out of 5-star. And you always give it 5-star. Otherwise, the battery swap dude is probably going to lose his lunch. So that's a lot of power, on behalf of me. On Neo owners, we have the choice to anytime cut your salary in half. This sort of strict mentality is also what's pushing Neo service better and better. They're always striving for the best. Whatever that's not good, we're going to try to improve. And if anybody's doing a bad job, we're going to cut them off. So cutting someone's salary by half based on a review, that works in China, but outside of China, do you think that's gonna happen? That's up to you, man. With the unions and the other stuff, I don't think that's gonna slide when that goes to Western countries, cutting someone's salary by half. So that's one part. So an alternative is to ship Chinese people over to the US, ship Chinese people over to Europe, to maintain that same level of service with that same level of scrutiny. You can't just have someone stay there for many years, and that's going to be a costly experience, although the service would be just as good as it is in China. The next point, barrier of entry, is privacy. In one of my previous videos, I talked about how one of the most mind-blowing facts is that one Neo owner, his tire pressure was low, and he got a call from Neo at 1 a.m. It was like, hey, your tire pressure is low. We're gonna send someone to go fix you up. I mean, that's great service, but at the same time, man, you're keeping tabs on me, right? You know, NIO does keep tabs on where your car is, what's the condition of your car, all that kind of stuff. And also within the NIO app, which is also the main reason why NIO app isn't available for the international market, because every single person that makes an account on the NIO app is assigned a NIO fellow. They have data associated to that specific user, so they know who you are, kind of information, so that they can try to convert you into a NIO owner. So that could be another big barrier for NIO when they're going to Western countries. I do think the best method is to basically have them trained here, local Chinese people that's been in the NIO ecosystem for a while, and ship them to these Western countries and have them, you know, do the servicing and all that kind of stuff to maintain that same level of scrutiny. Because people have come to expect the level of service that NIO provides in China. You guys see my videos, you see their service, and you're like, wow, that's so great. I want that in my country. I want that in Europe. I want that in the US. And people have come to expect this, and they already placed NIO up there. So they got to meet that standard, or else, you know, that's not going to look good for them. So guys, this is my 2 cents on the 2 big barriers of entry that you didn't know about. Check out my other videos. I got a ton of videos, ton of useful videos, linked down in the description. Watch this video to check out my first battery swap. Man, I did a little prank on my wife in this battery swap video, so go check that out, man. Click on that video and see what happened to her. At a red light, and we're gonna do a little prank on my wife. Right now the car is set at slow acceleration at 9.9 seconds, and I'm gonna do something that she doesn't like, but she doesn't understand me, so that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna set the car into sport mode with the acceleration at 5.4 seconds, and I'm gonna hit the throttle, and she's gonna be pissed off and she's gonna swear at me. So that is gonna be something very interesting. My heart's already racing because I know what's coming. She doesn't understand a thing I'm saying. So this is a whew, man, get ready, man.